topic that really draws super intense feelings. Everybody has an opinion. People get annoyed about changing the clock, so they have views about, is it too dark or is it too light out?
The bill is passed.
The House passed a bill 308 to 117 that would make daylight saving time permanent. So in November, the United States would not switch the clocks back to standard time for about a third of the year, and it would maintain this extra hour daylight in the evening, but it would be darker in the morning, and there would certainly be places where the sun would not come up till 9 a.m. or even 9:30 as a result of the change. There are a significant number of senators who have raised concern or voted against this in committee, and it's not partisan. This really breaks down more along geographic lines, places like North Dakota and Arkansas, places at one end of the time zone where the sun wouldn't rise at the height of winter till 9 a.m. or in some cases close to 9:30. There are studies that show that the rate of car crashes does increase the day after the clock switch. People are more tired. The biggest argument you hear from the proponents, like many people in Florida, is that golf courses and little leagues, outdoor activities can continue into the night, and also the sort of psychological factor, like people, much of the country in the winter, it's dark by 5 o'clock. There is some momentum, and there are a lot of people who think it's time to finally end the practice of switching the clocks twice a year.
The U.S. House of Representatives just passed the Sunshine Protection Act, which would make daylight saving time permanent across the country. That is of great concern for the Orthodox community, both in terms of the risk to children traveling to school in the pre-dawn, pre-sunrise, early morning that will now be darker and colder in the winter, as well as how it will affect davening, something that Ramosha Feinstein Zatzal called a gzeira on tefillah. Sunrise would be after 9 o'clock for weeks in the winter in some places, and after 8 o'clock for months in most places where the Jewish community lives. We need to tell our senators that these are our concerns. If they want to lock the clock and not change the clock, then think about how this will affect children, how it will affect our community, and whether or not it is better to keep the status quo or have permanent standard time. Because the way this bill is written, once this bill is enacted, states can't opt out, they can't change their minds. The last time this happened, in the 70s, it was so unpopular that Congress reversed itself. So we ask Congress, don't make this mistake again. Please fill out the action alert. It'll take 2 minutes. Contact your senator and tell them not to pass permanent daylight saving time.
Bye-bye. No more daylight savings time. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Here in Washington, lawmakers have been hearing concerns from fed-up Americans, wondering why in the world are we changing our clocks twice a year?
I find it very depressing. It's hard for me. Lost my husband, and now I'm alone on those dark November days. So I'm very happy if it's going to be changed.
It messes with me either way for a week after changing it. It's a ridiculous thing. It doesn't do anything for modern society. All the reasons that they've given us for all the years, the children, the farmers, I feel like it's all lies.
Well, a bipartisan bill passed the United States House by a wide margin on Tuesday, but its chances in the Senate are unclear because there are a lot of lawmakers who simply don't believe this should become law.
Things don't have to be this political for everything. That's a human issue because of what it does to us. There are more heart attacks when we change the clocks. There are more accidents when we change the clocks. It doesn't do anything for anyone, I don't think.
Now, in the United States Senate, several are planning to object, including Tom Cotton of Arkansas. And even the Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, is skeptical about this proposal.
I think that we should definitely keep it, just because there's some type of nostalgia that comes with it. It's just going to be this historic event that, we'll talk about for generations until it just kind of disappears and everybody forgets about it.
You hate when the sun sets at 4 p.m. during the winter in Seattle? Me too. Well, I've got big news. The House just passed my bill to make daylight saving time permanent. It's not lost on me the Republicans still refuse to do literally anything to make life more affordable for families or to hold the Trump administration accountable for its daily abuse of power. So I'll keep pushing to do all of that. But oh my God, if we can finally get this done, let's do it. I passed this bill out of the Senate in 2022.
I think we should keep changing the daily savings.
I think we should just get rid of it. I think it's awful. I think we should get rid of it and just stick with one time. I think it's a scam.
I don't like how the hour switches every single year, messes up my sleep schedule 2 days a year.
Well, if daylight savings time was permanent, it would make it a little more difficult for me to do the things I do in my day-to-day because I get up earlier in the morning.
For the children waiting at the school bus stop, that's very important as well because the visibility.
It's really annoying to have to change your clock all the time for no real reasons.
I have a son who's living in Mexico, and all of a sudden our time changes, his doesn't. That makes things a little bit difficult to communicate. It's also hard because we live close to Arizona, and Arizona doesn't recognize daylight savings. So depending on who you're communicating with or when you're traveling, you have to figure out what time of year it is and what time it will be for Arizona.
I think it would be better if it would be a blanket decision that covers the entire country.
Just leave it at one straight time and only one time.
Whether you keep it or lose it, either way, it's going to affect people. So.